how many times you have faced trouble. So much should that you want that everything to end. You may even battle depression or anxiety because of struggle. However, what naturally seems evil can be used for your good because God is working out all things for your good. Therefore, no matter how disturbing your struggle is, you should know that God is going to use it for your good. God would use both good and bad in your life to position you for more. This is why there are times when you should stop paying so much attention to what you are going through and focus on what God is working out in you. Have you noticed that many people grow more in times of adversity? Have you realized that transformation tends to happen when you are struggling? Your struggle doesn't have to give you an evil result. If you partner with God to use it for your benefit, the structure isn't the end and there is more to your life than what you go through. What the enemy meant for evil can be worked out for your good. God will use the pain you are going through, the challenges you are passing through, and your struggles to position you for more. This happened to people in Bible times, and God still does this now. Joseph was born to his father's favorite wife and was his father's favorite child. This was enough reason for his brothers to be jealous of him. But apart from that, he also had dreams that showed that he would rule over his family. Instead of keeping these dreams to himself, he told his brothers about them. Their hatred of him grew so much that they were going to kill him until they changed their minds and sold him as a slave to the Ismailis. This must have been very difficult for Joseph. He went from being the most favored child in his father's house to be the slave of people who did not care for his background. He was sold to part of his house where he obtained favor. But his struggle wasn't over. He was falsely accused by his master's wife and thrown into prison. It was in prison he met the person who would mention him to Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, and save him from his bondage. Joseph went from being a slave to being a prisoner to being Egypt's prime minister. Such a great transformation. We all love the fact that he became a great politician, but we forget that what made him who he was his struggle, the suffering he faced as a slave, his training in Potter's household, and his ability to deal with difficult men. After spending enough time in prison, help him in his position. Joseph's years of struggle weren't wasted because they prepared and positioned him for his future. What you are going through right now may be preparing you and positioning you for your future. So, yield to the process and learn all that you can. Paul wrote rightly in his epistles that to live is Christ. Your life purpose is to live for the one who saved you. You should walk in his plan and do his will. Your purpose is to walk in God's will for your life per season. This doesn't mean that you will always understand God's plan for you. It means that you will trust Him even when you don't understand. While you are struggling, you may not understand why, but trust God even in that season so that He'll position you for more. The truth is that if God had shown you what you would have to pass through to get to His great plans for you, you might have run away. Even though you don't have the full picture, trust that God knows what He is doing with your life. May God grant us the grace to trust His will and His love for us. Amen.